Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to today's stream. So, a quick little update. We have been IFR flight training so far for the past 2 weeks. And I've done 3 hour days the first week. And then the second week, I did like 2.5 hours, 3 hours if I was lucky. Uh, the last day, yesterday, we did not go up in the air. My instructor was running a little bit behind, but there was also low level wind shear going on. So thankfully, I wasn't in the air. So I hit up my second instructor, which was my recency instructor. He got me current, he got me recent on the 172 here at Centennial Flyers. And I said, hey, let's just do something once a week. He is a little bit more. He has a lot more flight experience, thousands of hours. So I'm very happy to go up with him. But he said, let's do this. Let's stay on the ground for now. Let's do some ground school, which I was more than happy to do. I was like, hey, let's do ground school. Let's hit the simulator. Let's go up and work on these approaches that I've been doing with my current instructor, so that ways I can prepare myself for my instrument check ride. So that should be happening in about, let's say 2-3 months from now. So February, March, April, May. So in May, June, we should have our check ride. But in the meantime, I'm going to be taking a 152 up for like 42 hours for some cross country. So I'm going to be flying around Colorado. I'm going to be practicing some VFR approaches, which are still instrument approaches in VFR conditions, just practice approaches, not under the foggles or anything, since I won't have a safety pilot. If I'm lucky, I get a safety pilot. If I don't, I'm just going to be practicing and going around town, all around Colorado, not in the mountains. So I'm going to be going north, east, and south. Maybe a little bit southwest, since there's a couple of plains down there. But in the meantime, we're going to be practicing with Paul on ground school, going over a couple things, going in the simulator, practicing some approaches, some crosswind landing approaches, so that ways I can track, I can do some holds with some crosswinds, and basically it's just a bunch of crosswind. Here in Colorado, we get a lot of wind. I mean, at BJC Rocky Mountain Municipal, it was pretty crazy. One day there was like gusting 38, gusting 40, and like, a crosswind of 32. It's crazy. It gets crazy out here. And, they're right next to the mountains. And when you leave Rocky Mountain, it just gets a lot better. I mean, the winds, they just die down like nothing. So here, let's get everything set up here. So let's see. We're gonna go up in, let's go up in the Skyhawk. That's what we've been practicing in. All right, let's do live players, live traffic. Weather is live, but let's see. If I turn this off, let's do live traffic. Let's do custom. Let's see. Let's go back to February 8th. Okay. February 8th. Let's do like we're going to go up like at 11. So let me put 11. And then let me go to BJC. Okay. All right. I'll be taking off at 11. It's at 11 a.m., right? Okay. All right. Okay. We're at 11 a.m. 320 at 8. I don't think so. Let's try the 9th. No. Okay. I thought it would be doing the live weather, but that's fine. I'll just do it the 10th. All right, we're going to be taking off runway 30, and then I'm going to, okay, so this is what we're going to do today. I have the approach plates printed out. I got all the frequencies and everything I need, and what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we are going to shoot the, what are we going to do? VORA. Okay, we're going to do the Greeley VORA approach. And we're going to input it here into the airplane. We're just going to get everything ready. And we're going to go shoot it. As if I was going up. Sadly, there's no wind. Real wind. Actually, you know what? I can put the wind. What am I talking about? Let me exit out. Okay, stall speed is 40 in this. All right. Oh, sorry. We're going to have to... We are going to go to the main menu. Yes. We are aborting that. Here, let me see. Okay. We are aborting that flight. Okay, let's go back. Okay. K, P, J, C. All right. All right. And then let's put... Let's say no snow. Let's put let's do a storm. Let's do the bottom at like, I don't know. Let's do it at 9,000. Okay. Wind layer. That's what we want. Okay. Okay, we're going to bump it up to like 38. Okay. All right, and let's put some wind at like 48 because it was pretty high up there. All right. So let's see what this does. All right, let's get some precipitation, not a lot. And okay. Let's try this out. It's an IFR flight, right? All right. Okay. Let me pull this bad boy up. Okay, so we have the VORA. Let's see. Do I have the airport diagram? No. Okay. Do I have you over here? Okay, so I have Rocky Mountain Metro. Okay, we're gonna... Oh my god! Why is it dark? No, I'm not taking off at night. I want to take off in the day. Alright. We gotta edit it. Okay, and we're gonna take off with the Denver 3 departure. And we're taking off from 30 right. So we're going to make a climbing right turn to assigned altitude and heading between 350 degrees clockwise and 113 degrees from DER thence. Departure end of the runway. So we're going to be going from 350 to 113, most likely 040, and then radar vectors to assigned route. Expect filed altitude 10 minutes after departure. If no transmissions are received within 10 minutes after departure, maintain assigned heading until 7 Then climb to filed altitude direct to Denver VOR DME, then an assigned altitude. If filed altitude is above 10,000 feet, cross Denver VOR DME at or above 11,000 feet. Okay, so let's go back. Let's put this in. Okay, let's take off at noon. We're not going live weather. We're going a storm. Not a lot of precipitation. We're adding some wind. All right, let's say 30, 35. Okay, and then it'll just get stronger and stronger. Okay, let's put the bottom altitude at 10,000 feet. We do have our craft from before, so I'm going to be using a previous craft. Okay. So I'm just going to use my previous craft clearance from my last flight with my instructor. All right, so we're leaving the 11th at noon. Should not go out in this, but we just need to. Okay. So KPJC. All right, so we got a spring storm happening. Okay. See, it did that again. So good thing we caught that. Okay, 11, and everything is still the same. Okay. And let's say we're going to Greeley. So KGXY. Okay, and we're going to be landing. So this one is a circle to land. So let's land runway 28. Okay. See? Let's make sure that we catch it. We'll leave like at noon. All right. Boom. Okay. 12 p.m. Everything is good. I just want to make sure my wind is strong. Okay. Boom. All right. 47 nautical miles. Man, my instructor should be flying me out to like Fort Collins and calling that a freaking cross country. So I'm going to give him the instruction next time because I also need cross country time. He's slacking. Could have doubled up. All right, so we're going to go. So this is our craft clearance, okay? All right, so we're going to contact. Whoa. All right, so our bottom is way lower than it should, but okay. Let's just make sure everything is all set. I'm going to turn on. Nope. Pitot heat on and up. Okay. Let's just turn on all the lights. It's probably hail. All right. I am pretty sure Homeboy did not set the altimeter. So let's go to Rocky Mountain. So their ATIS is 126.25. Okay, that's nav. Okay. Okay. Do they have it? No. Okay, 126. Let's go up. Okay. Jeez. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, we're cleared for takeoff. So let's tune back to the So now we're going to tune into the... So first, we can do this easily. We can just go direct. And it's already in there. So we're going to be going direct, and it's got it already tuned in. What do we got? GPS. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 It's a lot of terrain. Okay. 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 There we go. We'll just be tracking that. Okay. All right. And then we should have a procedures page. Okay. Direct to. So we also have that section 2. We're just going to clear. Okay. So we already have that tuned in. So we're just going to be going direct. But I want to tune into the nav, which is 111.7. Okay, boom. Okay, so we're on the 111 points. Oh, wrong one. So 114.2. Okay, and then we can toggle our GPS right here. So soft key. OBS 028 2K. That one is direct. That one is 028. Okay, that one is direct. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got the VOR. Okay. Okay. There we go. Heading. Okay. 114.2. Okay. So our heading is going to be 040. Okay. Wow, we have autopilot. Okay, but we're not going to use it. Okay, nav. That one's heading. That one's CDI. Okay, and we're going to be tuning in direct. Let's just say the 197, right? Because that's our outbound. Yeah, but we want to go direct. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 040 is a pretty... should put us on the way, but we can also do OBS, or we can do direct. Okay, so right now, there we go. OBS 028. Okay. Zero 040. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Let's get ready. Heels to the ground. Brakes are off. Full, boom, boom. Full power. Okay. Whoa, we are experiencing... Okay. Aileron to the wind. Okay. Rotating. Whoa. What is going on here? Okay. There we go. Okay. Got a tremendous. There we go. I don't know what this autopilot thingy does. Okay, but we're going to climb. Okay, we are going to climb right now, adding some right rudder. Okay. All right, we are climbing 400 feet. We are pitching down. Okay, we still have flaps. Okay. Okay. All right, turning 040. Okay. Yeah, I've already retracted flaps, bro, but you keep giving me flaps every time. There we go. Now we have good climb, but we got to be careful. Okay. Setting our trim. We've got tremendous lift. Okay. Okay. Whew. I just have to say, we have tremendous wind to where we have a ton of lift. Okay, but we are on a 040. Okay. We will know we are over the VOR when, holy moly, power's off and we're still climbing. And my RPMs are crazy high. Okay. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't have flown through. This is crazy. Maybe we shouldn't have flown in this weather, but okay, we're gonna land at Greeley. And we're gonna try to maintain 8,000 feet, because that's what we're cleared. 8,500. Okay, so let's... Okay, there we go. Wow. Let's hope we don't get any electrical failures, folks. Oh, man. But you know, I really wanted to go to this airport. They have really good pancakes, and it's lunchtime. Okay, we are 30 miles away. Let's just say 30, 32 nautical miles, right? Okay, so let's tune in. Let's go over our approach. So, before we arrive, we're going to be arriving and crossing Gill VOR. That's what we're tuned in for right now. Okay, we're going to tune into the AWAS. Then we're going to tune into the Unicom after Denver approach clears us and transitions us out. We're going to cross Gill, then make a left turn to 197 outbound for 1 minute. Then we're going to make a left turn to 332 degrees. Okay. We are at our altitude. And then we're going to track out for 1 minute. Then we're going to make a right turn to 152 to re-intercept the 197 degree radial, tracking inbound to Gill. Now we are going to be working off of a DME. Okay. Let's reduce some power here. Okay. All right. So once we get to Gill and cross, we can start our descent down to 7,000 feet and hold 7,000 feet. Then once we start our procedure turn, we can start tracking into 197, descending down to our final approach fix, which is 6,300 feet. Now we are going to be configured at 6,300 feet, configured to land, and then we can start our descent and tracking 209 towards our runway for a circle to land approach, holding our minimums of 5,300. Now they do have a NOTAM, so we are going to only go down to 5,200 feet, even though if we have WESAR fixed minimums DME required, meaning we have WESAR 3 nautical mile DME and we can identify it, we can go down to 5,200. So we will be going down to 5,200 feet, circling the land at Greeley here shortly. Okay. So what we can do right now is just track this in directly there. So right now we are tracking to Greeley, to Gill. I barely have any power and I still have a lot of RPMs. So I'm just going to go down to my 8,500 feet. We are going to do a flight. Okay. All right. We are going to do a flight to Greeley in better weather conditions. And we have a left crosswind. Okay. Yep, there's a strong left crosswind, so we are going to adjust even further. Even though we are not pointing to the needle, we are still flying in a straight line. We just need to trust our instruments. Dang. We are climbing back up to 8,500 feet. Okay, we are re-intercepting, so we are going to reintroduce back just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Whoa. All right, we're getting some better. All right. So we can see Greeley. Greeley is doing really well. Very happy. Very happy. Okay. Okay. Still tracking. Gil. So we're going to pretend like we're still not visual. Yep. Contact Denver approach 124.95. Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. So now we got a contact Denver approach. Okay. All right, we got radar contact. We got our altimeter. We are all set. Okay. Okay, we're just setting our trim. There we go. After that, we're just going to do 197. Okay. Okay, now, once we get there, I'm going to do procedure. Going to select an approach. Going to do the VOR DME alpha. Okay. Then we're going to enter it once we get there. Okay. We're not going to activate it yet. We're not there yet, and we haven't crossed. Alrighty, folks, we are almost there. Okay. Boy. Oh, I see it. 12 o'clock, right above me. It's in sight. Alright, you had me looking out here. Now I gained 100 feet, bro. Not cool. Okay, we are 7 miles out. Just gonna let traffic control guide us. Madness. Jeez. All right. Okay. All right. We are approaching Gill. Okay, we're on a direct track. Okay. Procedure turn in 4.8 nautical miles. Okay. Let's not get too far. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. We're about to pass Gil. Got to get on the radial because we were on the wrong setting. But we did pass Gil, but okay, let's not drop any further. What's going on over here? Okay, there we go. Now we got the GPS. Okay. We are outside of the protected zone. This is no bueno. There's so many new. Okay, we are just going to re-intercept this GPS course. Okay, there we go. Once it comes back alive, we will start our right turn to 017. It says 012, 022, but it's 017. Okay. Okay, the needle is coming alive. Let's start that turn. Okay. Then once we get on the needle, okay. And we're in the clouds. Okay. All right, so we're past Gill. Okay, we're entering the arc. We still have a lot of lift for some reason. And we're power off. So we should be descending right now down to 7,000 feet. Okay. Now I'm going to start that procedure turn. Still pitching down even though I'm power off. And we're going to be turning to the reciprocal, which is going to be 197. There's nothing we can do about this descent. And we have a lot of wind pushing us out, so we should be more aggressive. This is way too aggressive. Just pushing me everywhere, huh? All right. Then we're going to get back on the course. And we should be at 7,000. We have a lot of airspeed. If it's not pushing us up, it's pushing us down. Okay. Okay, we are at 7,000. Stop pushing me up. Stop pushing me up. Stop pushing me up. Please stop pushing me up. Okay, we're just going to intercept. And once we intercept, we will get configured to land. I'm still climbing even though I have no power. It's crazy. Still pitching down. Still trying to intercept. We've got a lot of headwind. I'm pretty sure our ground speed is what, like, yeah. Okay. Are we just being blown off or what? What's going on here? Okay, so because this procedure, okay, let me just clear, clear, clear. Okay, we're descending down. We should not. Please give me back my OBS. Okay, there we go. No. No. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're coming in, but we're going direct right now. I don't want to go direct. I want to go nav, man. Okay. 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 Leave it alone. Okay. Okay. That one is GPS. That one is the VOR. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now we are at the VOR. Okay. I'm happy with that. Okay. I am just going to fly to the VOR. So I'm pretty sure. Okay. Okay. Going full power. We're climbing back to 8,000. Okay. And we're setting this up to 0.97. To 0.17. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to intercept it at a 90-degree angle. Okay. Got a 29 knot tailwind. Awesome. It's that over there. Okay. There we go. All right, we got to land soon. I know where the airport is, but I really want to do this procedure. Okay. Where the French toast is Gil, bro. I know that's the airport. I'm trying to go to Gil, man. .114.2. Yeah, 114.2. Okay, so right now we're flying away from it. Okay. Let's enter it. And then okay. Direct to Gil. Okay. Okay, right now we're going to fly to the VOR. Let's put this to 197. Okay. There we go. We are going to level off here. Don't need a lot. And right now we are going to intercept the 197, but we are going to fly the reciprocal. Okay. I'm gonna use a ton of trim. Okay. Okay, once we intercept, we are going to start our pre-landing checklist. Now we are supposed to have DME up in here, so since we will not be able to locate Weiser we saw we are only going to descend to 5,300. And we do have the frequency 114.2. Okay. Okay, we do have the procedure. Okay. Okay. We have such a strong crosswind, we need all the speed we can get. Ooh. That's nice. Nice. I like autopilot. That's nice. I don't have to trim or nothing. All right. Alrighty, folks. Once we see the needle come alive, we will start our procedure turn. I will turn the autopilot off once it comes alive. Jeez. All right. Just waiting for this to come alive. Forgot to. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so once we cross Gill, we are going to start our descent down to 7,000 feet. So let me turn off that autopilot. See, that's what I don't understand. Okay. To 197. All right, I'm going to start that turn. I'm going to start my descent down to 7,000 feet. All the autopilots are off. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start my descent to 7,000 feet. Okay. Okay. We're going to get on the 197. I am not in the protected zone yet. Okay. We're not going to drop below 7,000 feet. Okay. Once we intercept that radial, we'll start our turn so we can start our descent. Okay. Okay. We should be starting our turn. Okay. I'm going to start my turn to 197. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to get established. Okay. We're on the 197. Now we're going to start our descent to 6,300 is our minimums, and we're going to get established to land. So we're going to set our flaps down 10 degrees. Nav light strobe, landing light. All right. We are now going to drop below 6,300 feet. Okay. Our descent power. Keep in 197. I have no idea. Okay. We have full scale deflection and we're being pushed off from the right. Okay. Gonna keep this altitude and let's get reestablished. Okay. 10 degrees flaps is 110. Okay. We're coming up to Weiser. Okay. If this doesn't activate, then I'm just going to have to look on the online manual or just get a dumber airplane. Do not know how to work this G1000. Okay, there we go. It's not coming alive, man. Well, I'm starting that turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, let's see. All right, technically, let's try to fly this GPS. All right, so first it says Gill initial approach fix. Okay. Okay, so it's coming alive. All right, the needle's alive. We're climbing back up to 7,000 feet. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, right now we're flying to Gill. Okay. It's great. It's awesome. Okay, cool. We're at 7,000 feet. We're going to stay on this till this thing gives us instructions. And we are going to be there in 1.9 miles. So, wow, this has boxes? Okay. What? Yeah, 7,000 feet. Okay. Okay. Making that turn. Okay, heading towards the procedure turn. Okay, now that we're over Gill, we can start our descent. I don't know what's going on in this cockpit, but we are descending down to 7,000 feet. Okay, now we're from. Okay, we're starting that procedure turn. We're going to get on that 197. Okay, once we get on 197 to Gill, we should then go to 209. This is interesting. Okay. Now it's Gill to the final approach fix. Okay. Just going to try to intercept this. I don't know what this procedure is making me do. I'm just trying to intercept it now. Okay, it's coming alive. Too soon. Climbing to 7,000. We should be established to land. Okay. once we pass it, we will be over the final approach fix. We are getting established to land. Okay, now we are tracking Weiser. Okay, so this will be what we are only seeing. So we are descending now down to 6,300 feet. Since we have Weisar, it'll be 6,200 feet. But we need to correct for this crosswind. Okay. Okay. It's coming alive. All right. We have a crosswind, so we have to battle it so that we don't get pushed too far. Okay, we are coming up on our descent, so we are still descending now down to 5,200. Okay. Okay, let's not drift too far off. Got a 75. Okay, we have entered IFR. Okay, we are battling the wind. We are 0.5 miles away from Weiser. Okay. Okay, approaching our minimums. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to look out. Okay, and we're going to circle to land. We are at minimums. Do we have the airport in sight? I see the beacon. Okay, airport is in sight. Okay, so we are not going to drop any below our minimums. Okay, so we're going to pick up some airspeed. I'm not going to follow that pattern, but we are coming in and we are going to land runway 28, so we need to make a left traffic pattern entry. Okay. We're going to be coming in from the 0, it's like the 028. Okay. Then we're going to be making a left. Okay. All right. We have the airport in sight. Okay. And now we are going to cross midfield. And then we'll start our left downwind. Okay. All right, so the circle to land, we're just going to be making a midfield entry into a left base and a left final onto runway 28 here at Greeley. Okay, so we are at 5,200, which is our minimum. Our airport elevation, well, pattern entry is 5,664, but our airport elevation is 4,697. So we are, what? Okay, we're 700 feet up, 800 feet above the runway. Okay, we have the airport in sight. We're not going to be climbing. Okay. All right. Let's get to our descent speed. Let's level out. We don't need to follow that. Okay. Airport is still in sight, but the clouds are eating it up. Chungus. So let's add a little bit more flaps. We're at 1,700. All right, there we go. Start our base turn. We still have to be descending, so we need a small descent, and we need more flaps since we do have a lot more wind. Okay. We've got the airport runway lights in sight. Okay. All right. Making that final. Pitching for airspeed. I'm not going to follow that. Okay, we are at 2827. Okay, we are pitching for airspeed. Okay, 400 feet above the runway. We have the lights in sight. Okay, we got good airspeed. Just using those flaps right, the trim right now. Okay. Got the MSLR lights in sight. Got good airspeed. Not pitching up. Okay. We did lose runway lights and sighting, so we are pitching up. Okay. We should be executing a go around, but we now have runway lights in sight. Okay. We're going to go full flaps. We're pitching down. Okay. We got a good headwind. Nice. Okay. 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 Nice. Alrighty, folks. Flaps up, carpet cold. You know what? We're going to be going back to BJC. Okay. Alrighty, folks. You know what? It's too crazy here. We can't stay here. Okay, rotating. Okay, there we go. We're going to be climbing to 5,000. Then we will be making our left turn to BJC. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's do this. Let's make our, well, we're still going to be heading west, but let's go 280. Okay. Let's go direct to BJC. Man. K B. Okay, we got to be climbing. Yep, Rocky Mountain. Okay, let's activate that. Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on here, but 205. Okay, to BJZ. All right. Okay. Wow, we have a lot of lift. A lot of lift. All right, we should not be climbing more than 8,000. 0053 Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. Ah, come on. Okay, we're going to be, all right, so we're just going to hold 8,500. Oh my God. I'm still climbing. 29er 2 Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. We still have a lot of lift, so we are just going to trim down. Yes, sir. Acknowledge radar contact. Okay. Got a lot of crosswind. 46 knots of crosswind. Okay. Just going to hold 8,600. Okay, we're 32 nautical miles. Getting pushed away, man. Okay, I'm going to re-intercept. Okay. Okay, we're just tracking the needle right now. Small corrections here, small corrections. Okay, 215 and then adjust to 214. And we're getting all that lift again. Okay. I'm pointing as low as I can and I'm still climbing. This is... Oh man, the wind shifted to the right. Okay, so... Could apply a slip, but... Okay, we're still 27 miles away. Okay, let's see what approaches we have. We have the localizer, that's Greeley. We have Longmont. And then we have Greeley, Erie. Okay. I do not want to use altitude. Okay, Greeley. All right, so we do not have... Okay, let's get to pattern altitude. I know I have... Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, let's just trade this for this, and then we will get an instrument approach. Let's get the RNAV runway 12 left. Okay. Not yet. Okay. Wait. Okay. Let's go from drop. Okay. All right, we're going to be going to drop. And drop, you come in at 8,100 feet. Okay. Whoa. Do you have my flap? Why do... Homeboy still had flaps. Okay, we're going to be climbing to 8,100 feet, which we are there. Okay. Then we're just going to... Okay. 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 We are 14.3 miles away from drop. So we are just going to be flying the course and the track and all. Okay, 2,300 is pretty good. Let's keep it. Doesn't say to be at 800, 8,100, but doesn't hurt to be at 8,100. So the Greeley VORA, we were having technical difficulties because we were figuring out the equipment. But now that we have this going on, we're pretty good. Okay, we are just 13.4 miles away. Then we will just do a regular flight with just no storms. We'll add a little bit of wind. We'll just fly a regular day. But right now we are 13.1 nautical miles away. Okay. Okay. All right, so once we get to drop, from drop to Nido, we will stay at 8,100 feet. Once we cross Nido, we can descend down to 7,100 feet. After we cross half, we can start descending down to our final approach fix, which is 6,700 feet. That is our final approach fix altitude. After we pass PIP, we can start our descent down to minimums, which is LP minimum descent altitude of 6,020 feet. If we do not see the runway by dud, we will execute a missed approach, which is a climb to 6,200 feet, then climbing left turn to 8,400 feet, direct to Naspire and hold. Okay. So once we go to dud, which is our minimum approach point, we will decide whether to land or not. And by that time, we should be in descent configuration. So once we pass half, we can start descending down to 6,700. Okay, we are getting close. Not allowed to change anything on this screen. Okay, 6,300 feet is our 6,700 feet. No, just 6,000 feet. It's our minimum descent altitude. But we'll just do 7,100 feet right now. Okay. So right now, since we're getting close, let's start descending down to our 8,100 feet. on a stabilized descent. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, once we pass drop, we will stay at 8,100 feet till we pass Nido. Wow! Okay. Well, we wanted to go fly, right? That's what spring showers are going to look like. Okay, we're holding 250. Our desired track is 241. We seem to be on the line. Doing pretty good, folks. Doing pretty good. Just slightly aligning. We're not going to change much right now. Just going to keep us at 2,300. Okay. 5.8 miles away. Okay. Contact Denver approach on 125.5 Golf Sierra. Yep. I don't want 8,300 feet. There we go. Whoa. Getting a lot of headwind. Zero zero 053 Golf Sierra Alpha. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah. Mm. All right, we're going to be making the RNAV. I don't know how to request it on here, but we're coming into land. Nah. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, now we're turning to Nito. Okay. We should be at 8,100 feet. Okay. Should have just stayed on whatever procedure we were on. Okay. So once we cross Nito, we can start descending down to 7,100 feet and get established. Even though we're flying 208, we're still flying 186. Okay, we're at 8,100. We're just pitching down for airspeed. Okay. 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 Okay, we're 1 mile away from Nito. Okay. We're about to pass Nito and enter half, and we're going to turn 154. Okay, 186 towards Nito to half. Okay, we're getting pushed out, so we're going to track there, and we're going to start descending now down to 7,100 feet. Okay. We do not want to be descending too fast. And we have 2.5 miles to descend. Okay, entering back into the localizer or the track. Okay, still descending. Okay. We got good airspeed. Entering 7,100 feet here shortly, and we are 0.8 miles away. Afterwards, we will hold. Once we pass half, we can then start to descend down to 6,700 feet. Okay, now we can start our descent down to 6,700 feet. Okay. Okay, let's get established. My nose was itchy. All right, let's get 10 degrees of flaps, 1700 RPM. Let's get reestablished into our descent. Okay. We are now descending at 7,000. Let's do it at 75 knots. Okay. We're pretty much landing sideways. Okay. Okay, we're descending right now down to 6,700. Okay. Okay, so from half to pip. All right. We are resting we are to not drop below this minimum. Okay. Once we pass half, we can start our descent. Okay, right now we are in half to pip, so we can start our descent. Actually, not yet. We got to pass pip, which is 1.1 miles away. So let's hold this and let's get reestablished so we don't veer off too far. Let's get to 75 knots. Stay nice and safe. Okay. All right. It has shifted. All right. We are now descending and we are on the localizer. Well, we're on the glide slope. Okay. Okay. As long as we stay on the line, we should be able to land to our minimums. Okay. Okay. Adding a little extra power. Okay, we're at 75. We're on glide slope. We're just pitching for that airspeed. Down to our minimums, which is 6,020 feet. Okay. Okay, now we should be approaching. I do not see the runway in sight. Okay. I have the runway in sight. Okay. Okay. Getting reestablished. Oh, I veered off to the left runway. We should be executing a go around, but I have the runway. We have too much speed. Going around. Okay. Okay. Climbing. Clear to land, runway 30 right, Golf Sierra Alpha. All right. Okay. All right. Clear to land. Okay. See the lights. Got my descent at 65. Okay. Okay, left aileron. Okay. There we go. Exit runway when able, Golf Sierra Alpha. Alrighty, folks, that was a very long and learning flight. Contact ground 121.7, Golf Sierra Alpha. Nice. Nope. Man, I put... Actually, no, I don't want to do that. No, just... Yeah, get me out of there. I'm not trying to do all that crazy stuff. Alright. Jeez, we flew almost 2 hours, folks. That's crazy. Alright, well, we are not done because we still have to fly another go at it. So This will be a lot better since now we know how to operate all of this. Let's go to the main menu. Let me see something real quick. Nah. Not enough pop, buddy. Not enough pop. All right. So, what did I learn? I want to fly with a dumber airplane. Let's see if that'll make any. You know, let's do this. Let's just do live. Oh, let's do this. Let's do custom. Okay, custom. Let's not do live weather. Let's just, I don't know. Just at a 20 degree. Let's say we got rain. So we got 15. Let's see if we're taking off at, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's do it 3,000 feet above. Okay. All right. And then the wind is good. It's coming from 271. Okay. And then we're going to be going from Rocky Mountain runway 30 right. Right now, let's do it. We're going to be taking off with a little 152. All right. Let's fly the 152. It's not IFR rated, but I'm pretty sure it can track that VOR easy. To VOR. VOR Alpha. Oh. It was so windy I lost all my approach plates. Alright, we got a VOR Alpha. 114.2. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be going COM 1. Nav 1. Okay, we're gonna be going to 114.2. Okay. 114.2. Okay. Okay. One, 200. Okay. Can you wait? Okay. Gotta get in the air. All right. Let's do this. I bet you have flaps up. I bet this purse. Yep. Sure do. All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna be taking off, and then we're gonna be going to 0402 the Gil VOR. So let's go. All right. Parking brake is off. Okay. What's going on here? Okay, applying. Why won't you let me apply full throttle? What's going on? Copilot, what are you doing? I gotta like... If you could only see what I'm doing to this throttle just to get it to give me full power right now. I gotta keep jimmying it. It's cutting my power out. Better hurry up, we're already got a runway, man. Okay, lift off. Okay, flaps up. Please retract the flaps. There we go. Okay. Sim 033. Okay, there we go. VOR is alive. Okay. Turning 040. Okay. There we go. Let's keep climbing to 6,500. Okay. We're going to turn this to the 1017. Okay. Whoa. Okay. 030, turning 040. Okay. Climbing. There we go. Contact Denver approach on 12.25. Radar contact, continue. Okay. All right, once we approach Gill, we're just going to start off with our approach. I think think we should track the 040 right now. Okay. Okay, we are going to climb to 7,500 and just hold that. Okay. Since we do not have GPS, okay, we do have the signal of the VOR, so I hear Gil. Now, once the VOR shifts and we pass the cone of confusion, we will then track 017. So okay. 114. Point 2. Okay. We're receiving it, so that's good. About like right there is where our turn outbound will be. Okay. We got off of that radial. Okay. work on getting back on that radial. Okay. RPMs are good. Everything is green. Okay. Small corrections. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is way easier. This is what I'm used to. Little 152, tracking some VORs, just going about my day. When we get there, I don't know. Let's just go full power and try to get there. We do not have the DME on. Oh. Okay. We're getting closer. Everything is getting sensitive. Should get us back on course. Okay, right now we are to the Gill VOR. Contact Denver approach on 12705 Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay, we're just going to wait till the flag flips. We're not going to veer off too far. We're just going to keep 6,000, 7,500. Where are we on the map? Dang, Gill is way over there. We got a while to go, man. We got a while to go. Okay. No trim, just hand flying this puppy. Just looking at our instruments, staying on the line. Where's our timer? Okay. Okay. Alrighty. We are just trying to find the right heading to correct for this wind. not want to get too far from the needle. Okay. We have some precipitation, and I turned pitot heat on just in case. Whew. Man, this is a slugger. Okay. Okay. All right. Wow. Wouldn't that be a nice sight? Okay, let's climb back up to that. Let's see, where are we? We're almost to Gill. We're about to pass the Greeley Airport, which is funny because we could just make a midfield landing, but we are going to do the VOR Alpha. Okay. What's funny is I never really got to look outside because I'm always under foggles. So the only time I ever get to see outside is when I'm taking off for landing. It's hilarious. All right, Greeley Weld County. Wonderful. Alrighty, folks. Coming into land, Greeley, Weld County. VOR Alpha Approach. No G1000, no Garmin, no autopilot, no nada. Just me, myself, and my VOR. Okay. Once we get into the cone of confusion, that's when we will start our left turn to 017. And we will track that for 1 minute. And then we will make a left turn to 332. A left turn to 332. We will have our approach right here, right in front of me. That was I can see it. Our minimums are 5,200 because of the no dam at Weld County. They have a crane. Ouch. Okay. Now we are going to be getting really sensitive here really soon since we are entering the cone of confusion. So it's very important that we maintain our heading, especially 1 mile in, which we are approximately there. Let's just maintain 7,500. We will start our descent to 7,000 once we start our heading to 017. Okay. Now, right now, all we have to do is just head straight so that was we can pass the VOR. Okay. Yep, we are nearing the cone of confusion. Yep, yep. All right. We are over the VOR. Maintain. All right. Starting my left turn to 017. Okay. Till we intercept it. Okay. All right. Starting my minute here pretty soon. All right. Started at 30. Let's go. Starting 30 seconds. Starting my descent to 7,000 feet. And then 197. Okay, starting my left turn to 332, 332. Okay. now we're going to hold this for about a minute, and then we'll start a right turn, or just adapting to the wind. Okay, about right there. All right. And we're going to to 197. Right there. Okay. Now we're starting our right turn. To 152. So we can intercept 197. Staying at 7,000 feet. Okay. Turning to 152. Okay, leveling off, so that way we can intercept 197, then we'll turn to 197. Okay. And then we will be at 209. Okay, 209. We're starting to intercept it. So let's start that shallow turn to 197. Okay. We're about there, a little bit right. Okay, now that we're established on the radial 197, we can start our descent down to 6,300. Okay. Okay. 6,300 till our final approach fix. Okay. And then we can start descending down to 5,200 feet. Let's apply 10 degrees of flaps. On the 209. All right, once we get on the 209, okay, so 6,300 feet is our minimum altitude right now. $6,300. Okay. Okay, we're getting pretty close to altitude, and once we cross Gill, okay. Okay, we're about to cross Gill. Getting farther away from it. Yep, there it goes. Okay, now we're going to start our right turn to 209. till we intercept it. Okay. And now we can start descending down to our minimums once we intercept 209. It's a little bit to our right. Okay. It's coming alive. Okay. Got a good approach. Okay. Once we see we are going down to 5,200 feet. Once we reach our minimum decision altitude, we can decide. Okay. We are intercepting the VOR, so now we're going to shift it a little bit. Okay, we're descending at like 1800 RPM. Okay, we got good speed. Got good arc. Okay. Okay, pitch in for power. Okay. Okay, we are at minimums, 5,200 feet. Okay, we're going to hold this. Until we have runway in sight. Okay, we're not going to drop below 5,200 feet. Okay. All right. All right, we have the airport in sight. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Okay, we're still maintaining our track. 5,200 feet, which is our minimum decision altitude. Okay. All right. Now that we have the airport in sight, we can circle the land. Okay. So we're going to cross at midfield since we're coming in. On the 209, we can make left traffic to runway 28. Okay. We are passing runway 35. Runway 28 is to our left. Okay. All right. Well, we can come in and land runway 35 since we have some visibility restrictions. I do not want to fly away from this airport, so we will start our descent. Okay. All right, runway is in sight. Runway 35. We're pitching for 65. We're full flaps. Okay, we're rounding out. Okay. Nice. Flaps up. Carpete cold. Check that out. VOR Alpha Arrival. That felt good. All right. That felt good. Let's see. Shut this off. Let's see what this does. Obviously. All right. 40 minutes to get to Greeley from Rocky Mountain Municipal. All right, that was a crazy long flight. I'm not gonna lie. Today's VOR Alpha approach was, that last attempt was great. I like it. Definitely we're losing the runway, so I'm glad we ended up landing runway 35. Sharp, short, left base, left traffic, left final. But yeah, couldn't really see anything else. So thank you for joining me, guys. We're going to hop on tomorrow again, and we're going to keep practicing these approaches so that ways we can get better, because next week on Wednesday we do have ground instruction and simulator instruction with Paul, our CFII over at Centennial. And then in a month, I will be flying out of Rocky Mountain with Adam. So I appreciate you folks tuning in and watching. Yes, the beginning sucked so bad. I couldn't figure that navigation system out too well, except for the RNAV. But yeah, I got to do a little bit more studying so that way I can handle those electronics. But thanks for sticking around and doing some IFR